So I'm standing in line to this bread shop. It smells really good. It just opened up in my neighborhood. And this woman in front of me turns around and says, "Have you ever had this bread before? I hear it's really delicious." And I said, "No, I haven't, but I heard it's delicious too." And she says, "Do you know what the secret ingredient is?" And I said, "What are you talking about?" And she said, "They use some kind of secret ingredient here that no other bread shop uses. And that's why it tastes so good." And so I got a little curious and I went outside and I went around the back and I saw these stairs, these cement stairs going down at least one basement level below the shop. So I went down there. I opened the door. There was nobody inside. There's a gigantic mixing bowl and a mixing machine and a huge oven. And so I looked around to see if I could find this secret ingredient, and I saw what it was, and I was so incredibly shocked. I decided I never wanted to eat that bread again. And my friends and I were on this fishing boat once, and we reeled up something that felt really, really heavy. And so we finally reeled it up, and it was a seal. The seal was dead. And we cut the seal open because it had kind of an odd shape to it. And when we spilled out the insides onto the deck of the boat, we all stood back in horror, because when we were hiking, we got to the top of the mountain and we looked down at the campsite below where we were planning on camping, and there was a bunch of people already there, except their camp had been destroyed. Their tents had been torn up, their backpacks had been just ripped to shreds. And so we decided, screw that. So we went back home. But instead of eating our dehydrated food for a week, we went to the supermarket. And when we were waiting in line, the police came in. I guess they followed us, and they thought we were the ones that killed all those people. And so the police made us go down to the police station and answer a bunch of questions that took forever. And they didn't even tell us that we could get a lawyer. They just kept asking us these crazy questions that didn't make any sense. And as we were sitting there listening to these questions, we were wondering what the hell this was, why this was going nowhere, why this was going all over the place, and the questions had nothing to do with what had even happened before. And pretty soon they just gave up and said, "Go home. Forget everything you've heard. None of this is true."